this presentation is how to format my assignment from the Student Services Department. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk about the overview. So what are we going to be talking about today? First, we're going to start off on talking about why APA format, right? There's so many other formatting. Why APA? Why is it important and why should you care, right? Number 3, resources to ensure that you follow these formatting style rules. Number 4, provide you an example. This is where Eddie is going to actually show you a document and what that document looks like. I also want to say hello to Jessica. Jessica, we do see that you've joined us. Thank you so much for joining us. We just started doing an overview. And then lastly, we're going to end this presentation with our Q&A. So there you go. So just 5 slides, very short, right? So let's go ahead and get started. So, okay, let's talk about what is APA format, right? So APA format is the official style for the American Psychological Association, hence the acronym APA. APA is a style of formatting for a writing document, right? And it's used by writers and students like yourselves in business, social sciences, and in nursing. I also want to welcome Angelica Banda. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is just our first live, so you're just right on time, and we are recording this presentation, okay? So we talk about APA, right? Next slide. And why is APA important? Why should you care as a student? Well, the formatting provides clear and consistent layout. It allows your readers to understand your ideas. And it establishes your credibility as a writer. You are a scholar. You are a business student now. So we expect you to write in a business scholar way with APA formatting. And then lastly, it's a transferable skill, right? So it helps develop better writing skills and can assist in writing business plans or letters in the future. So not only is it something that we expect you to know and some of your documents in the APA, but it's also going to help you in, in your professional settings. Later on when you move to maybe grad school, for those of you who want to go to a master's level program, you're going to be expected to know APA. For those of you who maybe do another type of career, maybe credentials or law school, whatever the case may be, it's all going to require APA formatting. So it's going to be a skill that it's going to be transferred and take it with you. All right, so just understanding the basics. And I wrote this basics because I just want you to know that if your paper doesn't have this, you already are not fulfilling the APA requirements. So some of the APA basics is that it has to be in 12 font. It has to be in Times New Roman. It has to be double spaced. It has to have a cover page. It has to have a running head, and it has to have a page number on the top right-hand corner. So just by this basic understanding of APA, if your submission that you submitted last week missed any of these points, and these are just very, very brief basic. If they didn't have these rules, it was not meeting APA already. So if it was 14 or less than 12, if it was another font besides Times New Roman, you're already not following the APA formatting. Hence, this is why we're here to support you, right? And the good thing is that the instructors are flexible. They understand that you are new students. You're trying to get acclimated to the online platform, and you need additional support. So just know that this is just basics. All right, so what are some of the resources, right? So it's been the first week. I submitted my assignment. I didn't use the template, right? I didn't have those basic rules. What are the resources that I can ensure that will help me? Well, first, here's a link to our Purdue. We have the Student Resource Center, right? And in the Student Resource Center, you'll have the Writing Center. You also have the APA manual and the APA template that is located in your course. Okay, so this is just very, very high-level information. So with this being said, I want to go over quickly your assignment and go over the, so this was your assignment, right? Unit 1 assignment was to write a paragraph on this following question. As you move forward in your educational journey here at CIU, how can the Writing Center help you in other courses? What are your plans for using this resource? It needs to be in APA formatting, right? So this is, you're writing your first paragraph in Unit 1, right? And I did want to show you the assessment. So this is how you're graded. If you click on this link here, it gives you that criteria. I want to show you that instructors are grading you on APA formatting. See the guidelines for APA and writing below. So it needs to be in scholarly writing style and tone, right? So it means that it needs to be submitted in APA formatting. That's why in the course, you'll see that we provided the APA template that you need to use. So you need to utilize that. So we gave you an overview. Now Eddie's going to go and show you the actual APA template and show you an example of the assignment and what it should look like.
All right, everybody. So I first wanted to show, when I reviewed an orientation, you saw the APA essay template that David's referencing, which is available in the course room. So you all have access to a Word document in which you can utilize to create your own written essay. So let's start off from the top. Okay. So this is, I just want to, and actually, you know, before we continue, I want to do pause if there are any questions for a moment before I get started. I don't want anybody to I know David went through a few PowerPoint slides, so before we continue, are there any questions? And remember, you can also use the chat box. I want to ensure I want to keep an open dialogue so we can discuss any possible concerns or any questions that David brought up in the PowerPoint so far. So this is just a resource, ensure we can review that today. So are there any questions so far? Okay. Now I do see here a question in the chat box. Okay. In one moment, I'm sorry. I'm just going to review Marvis Young Lewis has a question. Only issue I have is I wasn't able to log into Microsoft Word. Okay, well that's something we can definitely assist with you offline, Marvin. Just summarizing that information. Don't think I have the capability to post up just a university email, but all students, such as yourself, were provided an email, a university email, and once you do that, you have then the application to download Microsoft Office, which includes, as you're seeing here, Microsoft Word. So Marvin, that's a good point. David and I, maybe offline, could take some time we want to ensure using your private information, not your private information, but your username and password. Utilize that offline to help you log in. So we can definitely help you with that. If you ever have an issue such as the one Marvin's describing, like unable to log into Microsoft Word or Outlook or whatever the case is, remember you can always submit a ticket to the help desk, and David and I are available to assist you. And we have another question in the chat box. So that's a good point, though. This has already been an enlightening already. It's been enlightening already. Okay, that's good. And then Marvin, okay, I'm sorry, that's that last part. I was asked to make use of the password, which is correct. You are asked to do that. Okay, and your instructor did a service ticket. That's awesome. That's good. So that's great. Our instructors work together to do that. Instructors are fully aware of the support ticket request. They do that for students, as do us, David and I. So yeah, that's a good reminder, and I would invite you to bookmark that link in the future. And then if you have any issues, we can assist you with Microsoft Office. So I want to go back then to the document itself. So what you're seeing here is an application that everybody should be familiar with, but not just familiar with, but should have access to. So you do have access to Microsoft Word. Many computers or devices already have this embedded into, or a program already in your device, but some computers do not. So that's why we provide students this application, along with other applications such as PowerPoint and Excel. But let's go into this document. So, because remember, this assignment, ACE 100, and all assignments that are Word documents must be via Microsoft Word. So if you need assistance in converting it into Microsoft Word, we can do that. It's not accepted in other ways of document, let's say a PDF, a Google Doc. If it's not Microsoft Word, it's not accepted and not something that the instructor will accept. Many universities don't actually. So you want to ensure that the document can be edited and be submitted accordingly. So based on the template you saw before, this is a sample of the first assignment. So I'm actually going to, let's see, actually go down a little bit to give you more of an idea of what it looks like. So first off, you have the running head. The running head includes the title of the paper. So the title of this essay is Resources for Educational Success. And it's page 1 in the right corner. So every APA formatted paper has a running head. That is a requirement beginning with the title page. In the template, you can easily insert and edit that. So remember, this is something that you can easily have, and then I'm going to just briefly scroll down and show you that if you page 2 would have the same running head, and page 3. So as you type a paper, they'll of course numerically show you the title of the essay and the number, the page number, excuse me. But one of the most important things we sometimes forget to do in writing APA format, although the first assignment and your other assignments are all a paragraph, long until your final paper due in Unit 6, Week 6 of the course. You want to still have a title page. So maybe you've done a title page in the past, but in the APA format, this particular course wants to emphasize the importance of utilizing that so you can practice and utilize this on your other papers. So first thing on your title page, after the running head has been edited, you have the title of your essay. So based on the topic that David showed you, this is an example. So this is a sample of a paper. You have your title here, Resources for Educational Success. As you can see, it's the same thing running in the running head. You have your name. So you indicate your name there. The instructor has to know who's submitting the assignment. Third, the university title. Full title is California Intercontinental University. The course title. The course title is ACE 100, Accelerate, Connect, and Equip. The instructor. The instructor is Dr. Debbie Wilson. And the date, January 17, 2019. So reminder, this template is in the course room. So you can easily input the information that of yourself in the course into the template. You don't have to use the phrase reinvent the wheel. You already have the document in the course room so you can complete it successfully. Let me show you where that's at. So I'm looking back at ACE 100. Let me scroll back up. So this is your course room. So one thing that we want to remind you after we review this syllabus, of course, is the APA essay template. So that is included in one of the top parts of your course. So let's click it. And let me just show you a little bit where, let me actually zoom in a little bit and download it. Okay, as you can see, it's also a Word document once it's been downloaded. and you have the running head here. This is just an example. So the title is not just the first 50 characters of the title. What that means is that the running head, that's the maximum allowed of characters in the running head. So if you have a title that's over 50 characters, it won't accept it all. So just be aware of that. Furthermore,
okay, so I just want to say something really quick so that you guys understand what this is, right? So what we're trying to inform you guys that the template is already in your course. If you download it, you'll see here, right? So this is the template. This is the template that we downloaded from your course. And what I did, right, is I wanted to show you that it's very simple. It's already formatted for you. So all I did is, for example, you as a student, you start filling it in, right? So you fill in the running head, and you start filling in the title of your essay. You put your name, you put your course number, right? And everything else is already formatted, and you utilize what you need. So this template here, this assignment, is basically from that template, so you can see what your document should look like and how you fill it in.
Yeah, so let me give you just an actual example of that. So I'm back in the template. So you want to edit it, you can edit it here. Look, you can actually delete it. Just to give you an example, and put your own essay, educational. Well, we also want to center it. So another note here, you want to make sure things are centered. I centered it with this icon right here. Educational journey, just an example here. If I wanted to put my name, I would simply click on the cursor of your mouse and then put your full name here. So I'll put my name. Same thing with the running head as well. You click into it and you can edit it here. So that's just an example. So as David mentioned, so this is just a sample template. Everything here can be edited, like the reference page. And there's notes here as well. So when I go back to the other example of your assignment, as you can see, the same format with, of course, different information pertaining to the assignment itself. So let's go to just a page 2. Went over the title page. So the first 5 assignments are paragraphs. So this is actually appears to be a 5-sentence paragraph regarding resources for educational success. I'm not going to read it line by line, but I'm going to highlight a couple things. This is an example of somebody, David, in David, assignment completed by David, for example. So let's go back. Let's go back and just go over the title page right here. So yeah, resource for my educational success. In the first sentence, I'll just read this one out loud. It says, the secret to that academic success is not in a perfect GPA, but in pursuing a degree that fulfills students' passion and utilizing the available resources provided by the institution. So you have a first sentence in your paragraph. So here, I want to highlight this part right here. This is an example. So it's not how you'd want to write exactly a paragraph. Obviously, you do your own words. But if you're going to reference an article, an example of it, you would say in the second sentence, it would indicate, according to Paul, 2013, successful students should focus on curiosity and interest rather than placing an effort on grades. Evidence shows that students who pursue a degree based on their passion tend to complete the program at a faster rate and find a fulfilling career after graduation. So you're probably wondering, okay, what does according to Paul 2013 mean? That means that you have cited another source. And the way you would put that is in the reference page. So anytime you cite an article from the online library or anything you found online, you must indicate that in a reference page. The reference page will be the final portion of your essay. So to kind of review that, why is that important? Because you are utilizing this article's word and information to back up your statement, your introductory paragraph, your educational success. So when you hear the word plagiarism, you've heard that word before in writing an essay, that, the easy word is like you're copying something else. So this is a way that you give credit to the person who is indicating that information, that statistic, that quote. You have to provide that author the credit for writing that information. As you see here, then the paragraph concludes at the end here in this last sentence. The Writing Center will assist in the following 3 ways: writing support, tutor assistance, or APA formatting. This is a sample of the introductory paragraph. So understandably, this is just the beginning of writing an essay, is the introductory paragraph. But once you complete the entire assignment with the 4 other main paragraphs, this reference page here will be longer because you may actually add more citations. So how is this listed? For some of you, this may look a little different. You maybe never cited something before, but it's very important you utilize this effectively. So this is an example that's also listed in the template. So you have the author's name, the year, the title of the article, and retrieved from this website. So that is an example of your reference. You're referencing that particular website, that article, that author in making your introduction. And you utilize that in citing other information in your essay. In ACE 100, which I'm going to show you again, so that was Unit 1. So let me now show you what Unit 2 is so you understand how you complete the second paragraph. So when you do Unit 2 this week, and reminder, the assignment is due Sunday before midnight. But there's going to be another topic, and you're going to complete the exact same paper in the format. So you're going to answer in the second paragraph in the second assignment, why is it important to make substantive posts in a class discussion? How do you plan on ensuring that you're meeting the minimum requirements in order to earn full credit? And another important area to review before you submit an assignment is the criteria. This right here. So one thing that is required is the APA format. So you earn a 5 for the highest, adhering to APA format, 4, 3, 2, 1. Understandably, I want to get a 1. But in this ACE 100 course, and what David and I wanted to provide you is some additional feedback and understanding what the APA format is. For many of you, this may be the first time you're conducting a research paper. So a couple words of advice. I went over to the essay template and an example of it, is that it takes practice. Go anytime, as you see here, I have 2 documents open. That's okay. If you are working on a paper and then writing your own and want to reference to see, am I adhering to the example? That's fine. It does take practice. It's not just something that you learn right away. The more papers you complete, the more easier it will be to you to remember to cite information, to create grammar, to type basically the entire assignment. So a couple things also. Maybe you want to print the examples out. Have that as you review your own paper. Maybe you want to use some of the resources that David mentioned in the PowerPoint. There's no right or wrong way to learn the APA format. It really does take practice. And one of the goals of ACE 100, as I go back to the classroom, let's go back to the classroom really quickly, is that you're learning how to write. And you're writing about yourself and utilizing the resources to effectively. Like, for example, Unit 4 is personal growth. We're writing about personal growth, academic writing skills. Now, when we get to Unit 6, there's a difference here. So I want to bring this to your attention now so you have this in your mind as you complete the first 5 assignments. So in Unit 6, you have the course project, ACE 100 essay. So this is a bigger assignment because, and this in particular mentions APA formats. Let me read this to you. The final project is an essay completing your mini assignments into a well-written essay in APA format. The theme for this essay is exceeding in my educational journey. So go to the library or go to the internet to find at least one article about students succeeding in college or how a college degree affects a personal future earnings. You will need to cite this article one time in your paper with an in-text citation and also in your reference section. Please click here to see the criteria and list the steps here. So when you get to week 6, it's currently in week 2, so about a month from now, once you complete every course successfully, once you've practiced the APA format, once you've looked at your instructor's feedback, by this stage, you have then been a master in the skill, I don't say a master, but you'd be skilled in completing an essay in the APA format, able to utilize citations effectively and submit your assignment, Sunday, February 17th. So we're about a month away. So if you're feeling maybe unconfident, or maybe you feel that this is something very new, this is the goal. This is the course. This is the curriculum. This is the support team you have to complete it and learn successfully. I myself, in completing the APA format, something that came easy for me and myself, an undergraduate degree program. So think of the best ways that you learn, and we have a success workshop too, how to utilize the APA format effectively. My best advice for you would be that in the APA template here that David reviewed and in the course room, print it out, download it, and review it before you do any essay. Am I doing the references correctly? Am I having a heading? Am I putting the title? Am I doing the headline? So just just take practice and ensure you review that. Dave, do you have any comments or advice?
Yeah, I just want to say something also very quickly here. So just because the APA template provides you all this information, right? The level headings, these are just rules, conclusion, and all these references. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need everything.
Yeah.
So as you can see from my template, which I literally downloaded from your course, I just used what I needed, right? So I needed the running head, I needed this title page, I can make sure the running head, the title once again, make sure everything here is in caps lock up on top, right? I wrote my paragraph, I used one reference, right? And then I put my reference, and that's it. I deleted everything else because I did not need it. So just because you see it in the template doesn't mean that you need it. As a matter of fact, if this is you and you're working on this reference, start deleting what you don't need. All of this is just additional information that you may need in the future. Eddie reviewed the last project. It seems like you're going to be then breaking down your paper into a project or a research project. That means you're going to be breaking down 3 ideas, so you're going to need this type of levels, right? So idea number 1, and then idea number 2, and then you have a conclusion. But for right now, for these assignments, get rid of everything that you don't need, right? These are references that are formatted for you correctly. You can use them to see how they're formatted, right? Or how they're cited, last name, year, and all that. But you don't need them either. Delete them. And don't be scared. Don't overanalyze it. Just make sure that you are fulfilling the requirements here. Again, just additional information, delete it, and start putting your information, right? In addition to that, Eddie mentioned about in-text. That's what you call it, in-text citation, which is how you are going to put in the author's name and year when you are using a reference. How do I know that? What are the rules for that? Again, go to your class, right? And go to the APA style manual, which is located, and I apologize if I'm going too fast, but I just don't want to utilize too much of your time here. Again, go to your APA template, and then go to APA style guide. Everything is there for you. The rules, the examples, how to reference, just a lot of additional information, right?
I would also advise you to print out the style guide and use the examples in it as well. Have that handy. Just because you view the APA style guide once doesn't mean you'll learn the APA style in one day. So always have that available to you so that you can have that handy. So let me just show you what that looks like. Let me just maximize the sheet here. And let me just download it. So it's downloadable here. And it's actually a PDF. As you can see, it's just 38 pages. There's a table of contents. So take some time during this first course to review. I would advise just review it, and you'll utilize this effectively as you complete the essay. So for example, when the first thing is asked is, when do I cite? I'm not going to go over each page, but just want to let you know you have a guide, you have a tool. As future entrepreneurs and leaders in the business world as well, and earning a bachelor's degree, you're going to be empowered to have these resources and use them effectively. Is it learned in one day? No. At the end of the class, may I have more questions about APA format? You may be. But that's why we're here, and that's why we want to learn your feedback as you complete this. And we've all been there. Sometimes it looks very different. Things are new that may come off a little scary, but that's why we are here. And you've made one of the easiest, the hardest part is actually coming for help and following up and starting school. So, I know me, David, and I spoke a lot, so I don't want to get you, not that I want, but I think it's a good opportunity for you to provide any feedback as well as today. You reviewed a couple things on the APA format. You've experienced about a week and a half in the class. So go ahead and share your ideas and share your comments, your experiences so far, good or bad, so we can help. Just like I think Marvis mentioned about assisting with the Microsoft Word. We need to know that and can assist you as soon as we can. So use the chat box. You might give yourself. I know we have like about 7 people who joined us today. Yeah, please go ahead. How does everybody feel? Better. Well, that's good. No, that's good. Anthony Robertson made a comment. So I'll just refer to the style guide. There's my question and the answer. Yeah. Awesome. That's good. Great. Good. And I know that it's easier said than done looking at the style guide, but I'll be quite honest. Just in my experience, APA format, it really does take you having the style guide, having the template that David, you saw him just actually delete and input information. It really does take having the document in front of your computer, looking at what is required, and then double checking that you're doing it correctly. It may seem kind of redundant at times, but you do want to be very clear in your references in particular. And here's the reason why. As in college and undergraduate degree program, you heard me mention plagiarism. You're adhering to those to the educational and academic honesty policy. So it's really important, and you're going to learn a lot about your writing skills and yourself as you complete these assignments. So it's good practice. Nobody's perfect. I want to make that very clear that we have high expectations for ourselves, but this is a part of the learning experience, in particular this class. So I'm glad maybe we're feeling much better, and I hope this was very helpful. Was there anything you felt you've experienced so far that we can address as well? We'd like to do that today before we conclude. As you saw, we've had other assignments. You had the biography statement, you had the syllabus quiz, you had the actual quiz, and the discussion questions along with this essay. So is there any question regarding these other assignments that we can gladly discuss today?
I also, just one thing, this is Dave Rodriguez again, one thing that I always share during the orientation that I hold with the graduate students is, please know that you are not the only one that may feel overwhelmed about this APA. As currently myself doing a doctorate program, there's a lot of us who are in the doctorate program and who still refer over to the APA style guide. And I still use the template. So please know that we all share the same frustration with APA, but you'll get there. Just try, do it one thing at a time, do your very best, and trust me that you'll get there. The rules you have to remember the rules and the styles, but we'll all get there, so you're okay. So I don't want you to feel, overwhelmed.
All right, if there are no other questions, we'll conclude for today. And I'll be in the office tomorrow from 8 to 5 p.m. The offices are open until 5 p.m. today. So I hope you're having a good night. Remember, in week 2, the next written assignment is due Sunday before midnight. So if you haven't submitted your assignment for Unit 1 first, you have to reach out to your instructor immediately. Remember, due dates for assignments are absolutely required. If your instructor is unaware of any circumstances beforehand, there are late submission penalties. So we want to ensure that you are submitting things correctly, able to ask questions effectively, and use our resources effectively. So just a reminder of that. The due dates are very important, and you have to budget your time within the week in completing these assignments. So I hope this is helpful, and I'm now signing off, and I hope you have all a great night. Take care.